Yeah, I think it's a part of the game that's definitely changed. It's something that we've had to adapt to. I think at the end of the innings, it's become pretty crucial that the two new balls are still very hard. Like you said, there's not as much reverse swing in the one-day game now. The balls are still too new, so I think that's why we're seeing such big scores in one-day cricket. Obviously, there's only 4 out, but the balls are still hard at the end of the innings, and guys are powerful enough to hit it over the rope consistently now. So at the start of the innings, it might be a little bit more challenging with a bit more swing every now and then, but I don't think it's a huge part of the game now because the wickets are pretty good and pretty dry.
Aaron, looking at the big scores in this series so far, where do you think one-day cricket is going? Are teams going to chase 400 also someday? And how do you practice for big shots? Because I saw you I think it was you, in breakout from a distance, but in Ranchi, one of you was hitting sixers right from the middle, practicing hitting the ball. Every shot you was going for big shots, and he was clearing the ropes very easily.
Yeah, I think one-day cricket has become very, very entertaining now. There was probably a chance that 2020 could overtake it and as the entertaining game, so to speak. But I think the way that the game has changed now, like I said before, just with the 4 out, 2 new balls, I think one-day cricket is extremely exciting. The scores that we're seeing all around the world now are exceptional. 300's almost becoming a par score. We'll get to the point where 400 will be chased. I mean, India chased 360 in 44 overs or something against us, and that just goes to show how much the game has changed over the last 20 years. Onto the training part, I suppose that's trying to get a feel for the ground. We go out there and try and hit a few sixes and just get a feel for how far you're hitting the ball. That's something we do a fair bit of now. Just to practice hitting them over the fence. We still obviously have our main net session where we'll just work on our technique and bit of bat versus ball kind of stuff. But the six hitting, that's just a bit of fun, bit of it makes you feel good at the end of the session.
Two washouts in a row can't be fun to just sit on the sidelines and watch, but you just put Australia in a position where you're 2-1 up in a 5-match series. So do you think that's like a positive, or you would have rather taken 2 matches?
Oh, it's definitely positive being 2-1 up. It's better than being 2-1 down, isn't it?
No, since these 2 matches, we have rather played the 2 matches with a full result, and we don't know how they would go, or it's a 2-1 situation in a 5-match series now.
Oh, well, we can't control the weather, can we? So there's whether it's a 5-game or a 7-game series, it doesn't matter. I mean, the best team is still going to come out and win the series at the end of the day. So we've still got 2 games. We're very confident that we're playing good cricket at the moment, and I'm sure India are as well. They were in a good position the other night when the game was called off, unfortunately. So I think it's just a case of 2 games to go. It's like a mini final series. India have to win 2 to win the series. We have to win 1 to win the series. So it's just a position that we're obviously happy being in, 2-1 up. But whether the results of the other games went our way, or you can't really say because they didn't happen.
Aaron, on such days when it's certain that it won't play won't be possible, what do you do? What did you do yesterday, for instance?
Yesterday we had a big table tennis tournament as a squad, and a couple of the support staff were in there, the doctor and the chairman of selectors. So it was just a bit of fun. Like there's not a real lot you can do around the hotel. There's a pool table, a table tennis table, and a lot of coffee was drunk. So that they are quite long days and very boring days sometimes when you're sitting around not knowing what's happening the following day, whether you're going to play, whether you're not, whether it's going to be a short game. So it's just very boring, really.
And a lot of talk is going about the new ball rules. Few restrictions have changed. So how is your team, or any team, going to adapt to this new situation in fielding?
Well, I think that the way that teams are playing at the moment, we're seeing so many runs scored in the last 10 overs. And I think that's a real reflection of the ball still being so hard. I think in years gone by, when there was only one new ball, there was a bit more reverse swing. The ball was softer, so it was harder to hit for six. So I think that there's times when the game has definitely changed in the favour of the batsman now, no doubt. So bowlers have become unbelievably skilled over the last few years to be able to keep adapting with the times and changing and improving all the time and trying to stay ahead of the batsman, and it's very hard to do. I mean, we're seeing teams get 120, 130 off the last 10 overs consistently, and that's phenomenal to think that you can chase down any total basically if you got wickets in hand.
Is there any special tactic as far as fielding is concerned with those four fielders outside?
No, and that's why it's becoming so hard for bowlers, because most players around the world now can hit to at least 5, if not 6 different areas of the ground, and if you can only cover 4, it makes it very hard for the bowlers. And as a batsman, I think it's a great rule.